If your goal is to talk to another human being to hear the truth, and I don't want to depress you, you are going to be sadly disappointed. I'm very proud of this film I made now close to 30 years ago, The Thin Blue Line. An innocent man in prison who had been sentenced to death for the murder of a Dallas police officer, Robert Wood. I was able to prove that this was a terrible miscarriage of justice. He didn't do it. One of the central pieces of evidence came out in interviews. So the chief prosecution witness at this capital murder trial, out of nowhere, tells me that she had failed to pick out the defendant in a police lineup, forgetting that she had testified to the exact opposite. The reenactment is, to me, this powerful tool for thinking. I used to be a private detective years ago. You use everything in an arsenal of tricks to try to figure things out. You reenact it, and then you start to think, could this have happened that way? The critics of the movie, the reenactments, how dare you put this stuff in your movie? What were you thinking? Were you thinking? Yes, I was thinking. Robert S. McNamara. I made a movie about him, The Fog of War. One of the very first things that he said was that our side won. If we had lost, I would have been tried as a war criminal. A kind of naked honesty that we so rarely expect or ever see from public figures. Rumsfeld was so difficult. Everybody is an unreliable narrator. One of the questions that people asked me repeatedly was, why is Rumsfeld talking to you? He likes to hear himself talk. There's something to be said for that. I like to hear myself talk too. For the very beginning of my career, I broke all the rules, consciously. No handheld camera, no available light. And I started to think about what guarantees truth. And I decided none of that stuff guarantees truth. Style doesn't guarantee truth. Truth isn't handed to you, it's pursued. It's a struggle. And sometimes falsehood wins. That's the ugly truth. My name is Errol Morris, and this is my brief but spectacular take on truth.